Welcome to the Trading Show. I'm the Zen Master JP. Good to be here. And we got the legendary
Yola is your boy Big Rob.
That's right. Morning, Rob.
Man, what a night.
What a night.
What a night. You know, for those don't trade crypto and hold crypto in their portfolio, I'm sorry. The rest of you, hey, we made some money yesterday. How y'all doing? If you watched the show, you followed any of our trades, you know that yesterday we were hammering that there was so much sell signals going on. Everything was flashing. Market Cypher kicked you in the mouth and said, look, follow us. And, well, we made some crazy profits. You got any of those profit cards?
Yeah, I could bring them up. Yeah.
I know you hit some. I haven't even showed me, but I know you did. Unless you, for some reason, sold early, which I know you too well. I know you.
Well, this gold was the biggest winner for me yesterday. Yeah, we made about $1,100 yesterday on a evening stream. If you don't know, I did go live yesterday.
Casually flashing a 2x. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you know, I did make some money on gold. Double my money. Dang.
Yeah, 84% on a Bitcoin trade there. Nothing too crazy, like 300 something bucks. That could have been, you know, I was very conservative with a Bitcoin trade, but I know I hooked up a lot of people yesterday. Major crash, liquidations.
You hooked me up, man.
Catastrophic. Yeah, you traded it?
I got out. I sold yesterday because, you know, if we go back and watch our show, I think our entry price was 74.8 something, basically 75,000.
Okay.
Just shy of it. And then I sold yesterday at 72.8, 72.9, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And so it's about as good as you want to do, man. It's about
you can't be greedy, man.
And I also nailed that Zcash one too. I had Zcash short, remember?
Good job,
yeah,
good
you got
job.
that
Nice,
one.
nice.
I sold that one too. It wasn't as big as my my BTC short, but yeah. So pay attention to the trade alerts.
Trade alert. And once again, thank you so much for everybody who helped me make the live stream last night a success. I had a goal of about 150 live viewers. We hit just about 250. A lot of new subscribers, a lot of interaction. I gave out 3 trade alerts last night during the dump. They all hit. We all got paid on the stream. So big shout out to everybody. And thanks to the people who are actually helping me find some setups too. Who was that hooked us up, God King, with the
Trex?
Which one was it again?
Trex.
Was it the SEI?
Oh, SEI
Yeah, big shout
was
out to Trex. Even the community getting involved, helping out with the trade alerts. It was just a legendary stream last night. I streamed for almost 7 hours straight.
Streamathon.
7 hours straight. Marathon stream, but I was making money, having fun, and yelling like this. I'm surprised I still have a voice. Let me relax.
You were losing your voice last night.
Bro,
I was like, I had my hands full, you know, I was doing all kinds of shit. I came back at the end, I was like, dang, you still streaming? And he's like, well, show Bitcoin to the floor.
About 6 hours in, my voice was scratchy, man. I started foaming around the mouth a little bit, man. I was wiping it off and just, I had to keep going. I had to keep going. There was opportunity in the market. And you guys were interacting with me. We had a lot of fun. We're going to keep doing that, okay? More evening streams, post-market close.
You got one coming up tonight, right?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah. Let's do it tonight.
Yeah, tonight, tomorrow, yeah, same time.
3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Got no idea how long it goes, apparently, so stay tuned. 3 to whenever. Whenever we shut down the markets.
Oh, man. Interesting. Let's shout out the community. And we got a super chat coming in early. Let's shout it out. A big shout out to Mr. Golf Bank donating $2 saying, can I get a deep dive on Hype, please? Yes, you may. Hype is very much in demand right now. A lot of super chats and requests for Hype.
Yeah, I do want to break down Bitcoin though.
Of course,
first, and then we'll
we'll line it up.
We'll start putting these in the queue.
We need a queue. Good word. I was just about to say that. We need a queue.
Maybe we can do a digital queue.
I need a piece of paper.
I'll work on that. We'll get a digital queue so that way we can say TA coming up next.
Maybe you can help with that, God King. If you see stuff in the chat, especially from VIP members, very important people who are here every day, okay, we'll definitely put your request in the queue. I like the idea of that so we don't lose track of it as well. Let me once again shout out who's in the chat, and then we get into the top-down analysis and see what's going on with Bitcoin. Is the dump over, or is it just a lower high right now? Big shout out to Attract Abundance. I see ya, my good friend Sean. The live stream last night reconnected me with a good friend. So many good things came out of last night's stream. A French Toaster, what's up? Good to see ya. We got Arbc. What's up, Arbc in the chat? Alamo knows. Neil Warts. I met him last night as well. Brand new subscriber. Welcome all the brand new subscribers to the actual trading show here, the AM show. Tony Roses, good to see you. Alessis, Brokiyoshi, we appreciate the community. Now let's get into Bitcoin.
Yeah, I just want to throw out, before we go too far into TA, sometimes, you just got to take a look at just the base principles, right? Just kind of like the typical trends you see in markets. And what I wanted to point out, and a lot of these typical signals that are bullish or bearish, your cup and handle, your cat ears, your inverse head and shoulders, they all kind of share the same kind of principle. And so what am I talking about? And as you see these kind of rounded bottoms, typically the rounded bottoms will break up, right? And so I'm just here on a 4-hour chart. I didn't have this kind of like planned out, but pretty easy to find as you see these bottoms that are more or less flat or rounding out, right? I mean, this is more of a rounding out bottom, rounding out. These, what you're not seeing is these, right? You're not seeing these here. And so just like when you're first taking a peek at a chart, if you see a lot of these just rounded bottoms, they typically will break out to the upside. And now, obviously this isn't guaranteed, but I mean, and that's essentially what makes up your head and shoulders, right? You know what I mean? And also your cat ears and your cup and handles are all different variations of these. So when you're kind of just looking at the chart and you're not seeing those, but you're seeing the opposite, just be ready to go the other direction. And so this is the 4-hour here, and you see these coming up. When you see this, just know a reversal is coming. And it's probably going to drop down to the downside. And so, I mean, we like to break it down into, hey, we got wedges and symmetrical triangles, and here's just know once you start seeing a lot of curves in the other direction, start to assess. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is that here on the 15-minute and even on the shorter time frames, starting to see these rounding bottoms. Now, I wouldn't go all in as we're going to go long because, you got a nice little top here. And so this is this can be a bearish formation. And, what would make that a bearish formation? Well, like you got this guy right here. And so, these would typically break down to the downside, but what I'm saying is that we're starting to see a little bit more rounded bottoms, and so it seems like we're in more of an indecisive, at least that's where I'm at on the direction of the market at this particular point. And so I wouldn't immediately assume like, hey, we're going to just sell all the way down to 69,000. This could be a very prime area for a big bounce. And there's some indicators out here saying that this might have been a bottom. And so that's just my little 2 cents there on the kind of the market direction. And I'll send it over to you for a top-down analysis on Bitcoin.
Sure. I'll get into the top-down analysis and see where we're going with Bitcoin. But just before I get into the top-down, I kind of want to look at a right now really quick.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let me then I'll put it into context with the top down. Let me look at liquidity really quick. And doesn't this look familiar? This was what we were looking at yesterday. We saw this descending triangle. We traded that live during the evening stream. And during the stream, I talked about Bitcoin. A lot of times don't take all of the liquidity block. It'll just focus on the red and the yellow, the highly concentrated liquidity. And so far, it seems like that's what happened. Bitcoin pretty much carved out and took the red, took the blood, took the juicy part.
Buy signal on Bitcoin.
Buy signal. Okay. Okay. Bitcoins are running. We'll look at that. But yeah, Bitcoin just took the juicy red and concentrated liquidity. And so far coming up, maybe we just come up to resistance and a roll over. Not too sure. But let's look at Bitcoin on a very small time frame real quick, and then I'll go to the big time frames. But right now, the 1 minute time frame, this was last night's dump. We had a warning of the dump. Let me fix that there. We had a warning of the dump. We had a bearish consolidation. Lower highs, equal lows, descending triangle, broke down, measured move, way more than a measured move, market manipulation X's, dump it hard, dump it hard. This was just about the bottom of it right here. Make sure I'm looking at the right time. 5:27, yep, yesterday around 9:44 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We hit our bottom. Came up a double bottom, and then overnight, as kind of expected. Now, I don't know what's always going to happen, but I just kind of predicted that maybe we'll come up overnight, and it looks like we kind of did. We came up and consolidated sideways overnight last night, only to dump early in the morning. And I think the NASDAQ did the same. I got to look at it again, but yeah, heavy market manipulation axis. Dump, scary, came just about to the level, went lower actually than the level from yesterday, and consolidated again. Now, this was a bearish consolidation. It was bearish consolidation, but it broke up and high volatility there. Look at that. Price coming down. There was heavy, bullish divergence there. Price broke up very high, enticing a lot of longs. I broke right back down sideways, and then you're out. And then earlier, me and my crew in the Discord was looking at this here around 7 a.m. Is that correct? We saw somewhat of a diamond pattern. Me and my guy Attract Abundance, God King was there too. We saw somewhat of a diamond pattern for Bitcoin. It's a reversal pattern. It's when you have high volatility with consolidation, you reverse. You exit the diamond the opposite way that you entered, and that diamond pattern somewhat played out. And I traded that diamond pattern, high risk. I traded it. I'm in the trade still right now. It looks like we're in the money. $246, 63%. Also got a sweet trade cooking right now. So I'm scalp long right now based on that diamond pattern reversal on the very small time frames. And also there is some hope on the 4-hour time frame. And once again, we got to put this all into context with the daily and the weekly. You need that top-down analysis. But let me just point out the 4-hour time frame, very extended. Oversold, green dot, low Stokes, curved up. My long signal, I do what the 4-hour tells me to do. Right now, it tells me to long, believe it or not, to long Bitcoin, high risk. It could still print a red dot and dump, but that could be a 4-hour bottom right there. Maybe it turns into a complex.
I like it because I'm sitting here on my cloud of uncertainty, but I want to go long, and I'm just like. But I've been burned too many times when Bitcoin is falling that it isn't done yet. And so yeah. I'm honestly looking to get into a long position, but I'm not married to the idea. I am ready to short if I need to. And so that's what we're doing here today. We're trying to figure out what direction the market will go likely and, put a high probability trade in.
Exactly. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Is Bitcoin done? This is your top-down analysis monthly time frame. It was previously the most bullish time frame. Nice liquidation wick bottom. Very low Stokes curved up. That's the setup. No green dot just as of yet, but I was expecting it to come before this dump. We had 3 green candles. Now you have a red A hammer candle, big wick on the top side, super bearish. It looks like it's going to engulf the previous candle. You have the Stokes low, but it could just curve right over and dump on you. The way the RSI is starting to curve down now, dead cat bounce looks like this. Come up, curve down, hit the bottom again. Come up again, lower high, hit the bottom again. Lower high, hit the bottom again. Stay down, flat line, BTC, dead. Just being dramatic. But, that can stay extended for a long time. The monthly looks bearish right now for Bitcoin. Says it's not done, but let's be fair. Let me show you one more measure on this time frame before I move. If I bring up a rectangle, I like to use the candle bodies to tell me how bullish or bearish we are. That was a nice green candle. Not quite an engulfer, but that was a strong bullish candle. If we lose the 50% line, which I just drew here, this white line, if we lose 50% of that green candle, we are bearish. Bitcoin certainly, or more probabilistically, 90% going down. And look where we stopped.
Okay. All right.
We are above the 50%, folks. Using my measure right now, we can still technically be bullish on the monthly. I'm not saying be bullish, but you gotta break below that 50% line for me to say, high probability bearish on the monthly. So it looks bearish. I'm projecting bearish, but you have not crossed my 50% line on the monthly. Very critical level. In fact, I should give you that level. Put it on your chart. That level is 72,316. So 72,300, very critical level for Bitcoin. And look what else it lines up with. These highs over here. SR flip, previous resistance should become current support. 72,300, critical key level for BTC right now. Let's go down a time frame, a weekly time frame. This one was bearish already, honestly, for some time now, because how overextended you are on the momentum indicator, stochastic, way in the overbought territory, and a pointing down, showing you that momentum is heading down. RSI pointing down, momentum heading down. You even have a red dot on the weekly, very consequential. That's a huge red dot. Highly likely lower prices for Bitcoin. Based on that, it is below the 21 MA. That was your support level there. I see this dumping down to the point of control, my blue line here. That is the highest average of volume area for Bitcoin, 68,000. The weekly says Bitcoin goes to $68,000. Okay, so bearish on the weekly. Let's go to the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, very bearish market structure. You got a head and shoulder, a macro head and shoulder on the daily time frame. There is your shoulder, your head, your right shoulder is there. Neckline, you're already dumping. You're mid-dump. You see the dead cat bounce on the stochastic right there. That's what I said the monthly may do. The daily is already doing it. Dead cat bounce down to the bottom, lower highs, till there's nothing left. So momentum still shifting down. Where is the support? Baby? No major support using what I'm looking at right now, except till you get down to 65,000 really on the daily. And if you get your measured move from the head and shoulder, how low can you go? There you go, 68,000 just from the measured move. That basically gives you acceptance into the previous range. I'll bring that up right now. I need a fixed range volume profile. There it is. Fixed range volume profile. Choose from the range, and price that we want to start from. Start there, and I'll bring it to here. I just want to see the previous range. So basically right now, folks, we are about to get accepted into this previous range here from 64,000 to 73,007. We'll be at the value area high. Now, likely we dump to the point of control of that range, and it should give me a line independent from the visual range. Let me get rid of my visual range volume profile. There we go. And just have the fixed range. There's the POC, that bluish, purplish line right there, 66,000. So what I'm saying here is, long and short of it, is if we lose the value area high once we get into the range, which we most likely will, the most likely place for price to go is to the point of control at 67,000 even for Bitcoin. That's where we're going. Now, when that happens, could we put in an even bigger double bottom? Possible. Look, you come down here, you find support, you come back up, there's your double bottom in a bullish case, and potentially break Bitcoin up if we get a move back up. I'm just looking at, all possibilities. I'm projecting that without even drawing the line to getting you back up to in the 90s. So there is a potential bullish case after the huge dump. But right now, it looks bearish. It looks like BTC will likely hit around a 66,000 on the daily. And you don't even want to talk about the potential of this, of the bear flag. We haven't even mentioned the bear flag that the head and shoulder is morphed from. We haven't even mentioned that. That brings you lower. That brings you to about, I think it was like 54,000 for BTC. No, lower. Look at that. 48,000. So sub 50,000 for BTC if the bear flag breaks down. So you got a bear flag working against you. You got a head and shoulder working against you. You got the weekly and the monthly working against you. Bitcoin is on a cliff and considering ending it all. Will it jump, or can we convince it to, hey, there's a lot to live for here. Institutions need you. People need you. People want to get rich. Nah, worst reason. Let me go to some other time frames here. A 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. So here's the bullish case here. Once again, I always say I'm aligned with the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame says that we are way oversold with a double bottom on the stochastic RSI, a blue line crossing the orange. That's a bullish cross right there on the stochastic and the RSI aligned, saying we're oversold, pointing up. We want a bullish move. Give us a bullish move, even if it's just a lower high. The 4-hour is a bit bullish. What makes me a little bit skeptical is I'm looking to the left, man. I don't see too much support besides these previous highs here. That is that value area high that I showed you in the fixed range profile. Is either we bounce off of that value area high and stay in the same range, or we get accepted into that lower range and go lower to 68,000. The 4-hour is the battlefield right now where the bulls need to step in, reinforcement, support. We need more ammunition. We need more vehicles. It's a war in these streets. Bitcoin could be bullish on the 4-hour. I'm slightly skeptically want to potentially long that 4-hour.
A lot of adjectives there. Slightly, skeptically,
almost,
almost in the slightest, just a smidgen.
Toe in the water. I'm just wading my toes in the water, and I waded my toes with an entry on Bitcoin right now based on the small time frames. Let's hurry up and get to the small time frames here. Let's look at just a 1-hour quickly. Man, that's a little bit bearish. I do see the double bottom though. Market manipulation X's, a lot of red money flow, 30-minute. Okay, you know what? I want to go to a 15-minute, like kind of where you left off. Let's go to the tradable, kind of right now time frame.
Yeah.
So this is a double bottom right there to me. So I see a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern here. I see the double bottom. And notice the second bottom is just, so slightly lower than the first bottom. While the momentum on both indicators, stochastic and market cipher B, has a higher low on the right bottom. That's a bullish divergence on the double bottom. A little bit bullish, likely you get a bounce from that. But what's the bearish case here? I do see the bearish case, and you kind of pointed this out here, that right there, that bearish consolidation, lower highs, almost equal lows, statistically equal lows there. That is a descending triangle. We've been trading these the whole time. Bitcoin has been doing a lot of these. That's how we made the trade yesterday. If I go to the smaller time frames, you'll see them. Descender, they're way back. Descending triangle. Yeah, they're there somewhere. Either way, let me show you. So what happens here? Does Bitcoin dump down, a bearish retest, and keep dumping based on the macro pressure? Does it break up and just, melt the shorts now at this point? Like everybody getting too bold with the short. Everyone's agreeing that Bitcoin is bearish. Everybody and their mama short, and that's when they flip it on you sometimes.
Yeah, my big takeaway on those, kind of like what you're looking at there, and you can just go back to these other the earlier patterns here, just on the same chart, and you'll see that you didn't get much sideways consolidation, right? And so there is some up and down there. We did rally from the bottom of that support line, but ultimately, you're looking at it and it's sideways, right? You're not getting some big moves to the upside. We're not, back up into 74. And so, it's the sideways consolidation that after a drop is what you're really looking for a reversal, right? Because what is a bear flag? A bear flag is you're consolidating up, right? You're starting, you go down, you drop down, and then you start to chop upwards back to where you came from. Yeah. And then you dump again. And now, for me, what I've noticed is that when you see bear flag after bear flag, you don't mess with those. You don't trade against those, right? Probabilistically, that's how you play it. You might be invalidated, but generally you don't go long on a bear flag, right? Yeah. And especially after you see 1, 2, 3 of them.
Exactly.
But what changes my mind is when you stop seeing the elevated bear flag and you come down, you consolidate sideways, right? And you also don't want to be on the other side where you're still falling, right? Because then you're trying to catch a falling knife, and so. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you if you're going to the lower time frames there. I know you're.
Yeah, we will in just one moment. Big shout out to Attract Abundance says retesting the descending triangle that we broke out of a bullishly cup and handle potentially. So the thing is, this is a descending triangle, bearish consolidation, and likely dumps you. But as you see, we are outside of the pattern. It broke out of the pattern bullishly for now, and you see we kind of did a little check, a little bullish retest right there on the top of the pattern. Now, I wouldn't get too excited about that. You haven't even broke the highs here. And look at that last candle. That is a bearish engulfing candle on a 15-minute high Stokes. That could be a top on this time frame, and you see price starting to come down a little bit. Market Cipher is giving us those yellow diamonds there. That is supposed to mean continuation, but you know what? It also gave us the blue diamond. The blue triangle. Learn your shapes. Learn your shapes, JP. A triangle there. That's supposed to be trend reversal. You see it here? Blue triangle, trend reversal, trend reverses down. Blood diamond, dump ya. So we'll see what happens. Let's go on the smaller time frames to really get a closer look and see what's happening here. We'll find a trade. I'm gonna get rid of the descending triangle for now.
So we'll put some trades in. If you're watching, trying to figure out what are we doing here? We're just reading charts now. We'll give you some trades. They're coming.
We're coming. We're looking for the setup right now. We're scanning for trades right now. Scanning the sector. Okay, 5-minute time frame. That's a battlefield right there. A battlefield is what I call when price is approaching resistance and trying to breach it. Trying to breach the line here on a 200 MA. You were overbought and, kind of came down a bit, but you have the red dot, VWAP curving down, trending down. It doesn't look too strong there, but, we could get a strong candle soon at resistance on the 5-minute, maybe a good short entry, but let's look at the 1 minute, the right now time frame. And I gotta say, man, I don't know. So the 1 minute,
it's the same I was saying at the beginning of the show. Starting to see a lot of those curved tops, man. You know what I mean? Like before you even start drawing, patterns, it's just like curve top. This just, you see right there before earlier in the chart, you see a lot of rounded bottoms, right? And so that's I like you do the top down analysis. I like to just kind of just glance at the chart, just kind of like see what the headline says, and then get into the into the story. And so I mean it's a lot of indecision right now. That's we're working through this together. We're gonna figure out our best probable trades here, what puts us in the best position to make money. But I'll just say this: don't risk the house at this current time because there's a lot of indecision in the markets.
Yeah. And I pointed this out yesterday in the stream. I got to highlight this. I mean, when we're in strong bear trends like this, price will get above the 200 MA, maybe even give you a golden cross, look a little bit bullish there, and then it ends up just being a perfect time to short. And a lot of times I've been noticing a divergence on the move up. Let's see if I can find a good example, like maybe right there, you're above it, bear div, dump it. Look at this, price going up, and you see that bear div right there, dump it. Yeah. So if you're above the 200, starting to look bullish in a very bearish trend, see if there's a good example here. Probably on a higher time frame you can see it because it stayed above it for a while here, but you see it eventually dumped. But I do see strong bear div here. I see price going up, almost vertical there. The momentum trending down there. You have bear div and dumped you a little bit, but look at price right now. Will it defy the bearish divergence, or is this just once again a little bull trap? Bull trap for Bitcoin. Once again, I'm already positioned along based on this. There was a diamond pattern down here below the 200. It was very risky
with that high volatility there in the middle.
Yeah, it was very risky, and also based on the NASDAQ. Let me just take a really quick look at the NASDAQ. We're not always correlated with it, but I'm interested in it. And NASDAQ, and especially oil. While Bitcoin was dumping yesterday, oil was a flying. So very important we look at oil. I'll just see what the NASDAQ is doing right now. It was pumping. Look.
Yeah, you had me dying yesterday, bro. you saw that green candle on oil. You were like, short everything! Short everything in the portfolio!
Sell it all! Quit crypto!
I was like, yeah, you were spot on that one.
Man, fun stream, man. But yeah, so look at that. All types of, V for volatility, breakup, just pure parabolic activity for the NASDAQ.
Huh?
Parabola. I just made that one up. I'm not sure if that's a correct usage of that word there. It's a parabola. But I'm seeing bear div again here, man, and I'm seeing rounded top. No, not kind of rounded.
Yeah.
Rounded. I'm seeing M's.
1 minute. It seems like so. Kind of what I'm taking away here, and we can get into the charts here. It seems like we're primed for a long, but we're probably going to come back and retest some support before we take off. That's where I'm getting at. I wonder what the chat thinks. I think we might. So where's Bitcoin's price at? 73,300. So I think if we were to go back down to 73 flat, perhaps 72.8. And pull in another long. I don't know if we want to wait that long though. But maybe in the next 20 minutes or so, see where those 1 minute candles end up. I have a feeling the 1 minute's going to pull down a little bit, and then that'll give us a really good long entry. It's kind of my suspicion. I did want to just kind of show you here that 4 hour I think is very telling. I think the 4 hour is something you guys should really pay attention to.
What do you think about it?
So I mean, you first of all you got what looks like this slanted head and shoulders popping up here, which would put us in that good position for that long we're kind of hunting for right now. Also, you have on the daily. Actually, let's zoom out even a little bit further. And
Bitcoin pulled to the downside.
Oh, shoot. It might be the opportune short. I'm going to get back to Bitcoin. You do your thing. I'm going to go to 1 minute here.
All right, go ahead. I'm just going to show you. I just wanted to kind of give you, we have some very, very, very strong trend lines to respect on the on the macros, right? So I'm on the weekly, and these have been the big bear flags that have ultimately dumped us, right, from one big level to the other. But these trend lines have been extremely good levels to watch out for, right? And they've respected them and bounced over and over again. And this is the weekly. So on the weekly, we're not even playing to the downside of these. And so you can see here 1, 2. That one quite didn't get there, but we'll count it. 3, 4, and then here we lost it, right? And then we saw that big move. But what I want to show you is that you got such a strong. This is like. You don't miss any touches on this thing here, right? And so here you got this trend line, which, you go out, you zoom out a little bit here and take a look, and it's, kind of the same play, a little bit more extended on this bear flag here, but, it seems like you were saying that this is likely to come down here, especially do another bear flag, right? And so, but what I wanted to just to kind of focus on was this trend line here, because after several touches in the same way that we got it here in the last move, if we lose this trend line here, it's definitely go short time. And what price would this be? So about right here is 71.2. So basically, if we go down to 71 and we lose 71, if you see the price dip down to 70, that means you're over here. And if you're in 70, you're in that 70 without the 71. In my estimation, it's such a high probability that you lose this support, and then we're down in the 60s. And so I think we're at that break. We're at that major support / break. The brakes for the car. The e-brake is on at 71. If we lose 71, for me, I'm throwing everything at the shorts, because I think this is the direction it goes.
Okay. If you break it below that level, right? Yeah.
And then on the daily as well, let's see here. Let me find this. And then you got another strong trend line here.
The pull to the downside was just removed.
Interesting.
The bulls are not letting this one go.
Yeah, I see Bitcoin may get a move to the upside actually here. And I would like to bring something up here. Let's play a really quick game of bullish or bearish. This chart right here, bullish or bearish. Should be easy, Rob.
Oh, you're asking the chat?
I'm asking everybody.
I was waiting for a 1 and 2. Put a 1 in the chat for
bullish.
Put a 2 in the chat for
bearish.
All right.
I mean, this is easy. This is almost like a rhetorical question here. The answer is bearish. It's clearly bearish. That's a double top below the 200 MA. Yellow X, market manipulation. Dump it. What are we dumping?
Yeah, the big one here. I don't know if you mentioned it. I mean, for me, when I look at this, that the 21 crossing the 200, that is 21 and 200, right? I'm not sure your colors, but I'm assuming
yellow is the 200. Yellow 200. Okay, cool. The white is the 21. Okay. That's a
so yeah,
cross.
The 21 crossing the 200 to the downside, not a good look. How does that line up on the 15-minute?
Yeah, but can you see what asset that is? That's not Bitcoin.
Oh,
that is Tether dominance, baby. The inverse of Bitcoin.
Why are you playing with me, bro?
That's why it's the game. If this dumps, Bitcoin pumps. They just took away the signal. What is it? The buy signal, God King? What was it? The sell signal? What happened?
The demand signal. It was a pull to the downside, and then it got removed.
Bring us the casino, please. How does the casino look? What's the direction for Bitcoin right now? We got to put out a trade. It looks like it's going to pump, but show me what it is. All right.
Got positive 113 on the demand. It was flickering around, got kind of flat at 110.
I see a big double bottom there. That's the 5-minute Hakanashi candles for Bitcoin. Demand at 113. That's above the zero line. That's in bullish territory at the moment. You can see the time frame trends over there, the 1 minute through the 1 week, the 1 and 2 minute are bullish right now. A lot of medium time frames bearish, 3 minute to the 4 hour, very mixed market. Technically, some of the larger time frames still green. You see the orders on the left, 65 trades per minute coming in, slightly elevated volume. That looks like a double bottom. That looks like it's going to break up. Based on what I'm seeing right now, I'm still bearish on some of the macro stuff right now, but I showed you the levels that you got to break down to get really, really bearish and go to the next level down. But there could be a scalp. I mean, I don't know. I'm so hesitant to say scalp long in such a bearish macro trends, but look at tether dominance. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I'm going to find you a trade here. I'm a little skeptical about the 1 minute. Skeptical, the word of the day here, man. The 1 minute time frame is a little bit sketch, though.
I did want to just interrupt and just throw a little altcoin in the mix real quick. We can get right back to.
And don't forget about hype.
Yeah, this isn't any analysis. I'm just pointing out. some crazy move here, and this is XLM day 2. This is day 2 of its massive rally. This was hanging out. I got an antique. It looks like a resistance line here, which was 15 cents, and from 14 cents to 20 cents. And so 50% move here on XLM, strongest altcoin performer out of the top 100 in the altcoin space. Now, so Hedera also seeing a big bid as well, up 6%. But something to keep an eye out for is that Stellar is up 3% in the hour. And then you got Hedera up 2% on the hour. What I would be interested in, and Hedera is one that we love to trade here on the channel. And so Hedera is something that, it's up only 6% today on the 24 hours. It's pretty flat on the week. You're seeing a big breakout here on the 1 hour. So definitely when we get into the alts, I want to take a peek at Hedera. Hedera might be something that's just reversing its trend. Just from kind of looking here on the hour to 24 to 7 day on the returns, could be something there. But I just wanted to bring them to the XLM chart, just say like, hey, this thing is moving. But go ahead. I'll send it back to you.
All right. Looks like we may have the first trade alert. Don't call it just yet, because this one does have a contingency. And I just want to say this may not be what you expected. I expect to be shorting right now, and maybe I changed my mind, and I may also be wrong. I want to make this very clear. Give me my ISO, Laura. I do not know where Bitcoin is going. I can be wrong. I just trade probabilities. As a trader, you have to be prepared to be wrong. It's not about losing or being right or wrong, but it's about, how you lose, when you lose. Don't lose too much. I'm trying some new strategies here, and I also have a challenge I'm going to be doing really soon. I'm going to start with a very small account, $500 account, something everyone can do. We're going to grow that account. Look for that soon. But seriously, I can be wrong. I don't know what's happening. But based on technical analysis, let's bring it back to the charts. We do have a double bottom on the 5-minute time frame. Price is above the 200 MA, telling you there is a micro trend reversal on that time frame. What I'm looking for a confirmation and contingency is this a 21 MA right here, my white line crossing the yellow line, giving us the golden cross. I want price to touch the 21. This price moving right now, right? Price is moving. I'm not going to FOMO in. Well, I'm already long.
Green one.
But this is the idea, folks. Price get above that moving average, you get your golden cross. People are speculating right now for the long. I'm not saying we go to 90K, but I'm saying that this double bottom could play out and still dump us. We're going to play the double bottom. If we take this trade, the stop loss will be when the price touches the 21 MA, whenever that may be. It's probably going to be around this range somewhere around 73,500. We're going to look for an entry, a confirmed entry. Deleted it. There we go. A confirmed entry around there. Stop loss is going to be below the double bottom. In fact, below the lowest wick. So price will have to literally invalidate the entire double bottom to stop us out. That's what we want.
What's the stop loss? I'm not putting in a trade.
Yeah, high risk you can get in right now, but I'm going to use the 21 MA, 72,524 for the stop loss.
72.5 what?
Actually, make it 72,500. You can put a little uneven number there if you want. If you don't want that,
I'm not putting in a trade right now.
Okay. You look like you are. You look like you are. Okay.
I'm going long. I'm doing it. What's that take profit? So I have. I'm just putting one here on breakout. If you're looking for prop trading, if you have a small purse and you want to. Trade with the big boys. You can start an account for less than $1,000. You can start one for less than $100. There's different ones, but basically, you go through an evaluation. If you can take your account for $50,000 or $20,000, to basically you get a 8% rally out of it. They'll take you live, right? So for a $50,000 account, all you gotta do is get it to $54,000. And then they'll take you live, and then everything you make there, minus their cut, you take it to the bank, right? So you can trade like you got a big account with a small account. Now, okay, so I'm going. I got limit price 73,460. This order book doesn't line up exactly the same as the other ones, because here current price is at 73,540. Here it's at 630. So just keep that in mind, that their order books are a little different than most of the exchanges. That said, I got a stop loss at 72.5. And what are you looking for on a take profit?
Take profit, we're taking it up almost from where we dumped from. Check it out. It's going to give you just about a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. I'm at a 2.8 right now. Not too perfect, but take profit at 75,975.
Trades per minute are over 100, and we got a pull to the upside after another pull to the downside.
Let's go, baby. All we need is a little bit of volatility to get us in the trade. I think we should make it official. Go ahead, run it. Make it a trade alert right now.
Attention, trade inbound. Attention, trade alert. High probability setup found.
Oh, damn.
High probability setup found, folks. Once again, one contingency to this. I'm trying to get in once price touches the 21 MA above the 200. We call that a semi-special on the 5-minute time frame. It may be around 73,500 for the entry. Now, if you're greedy, if you're impatient, if you want to get in right now, you could. You can get in right now if you like, but if you want more confirmation, get in once this moving average gets above that 200. Stop loss at 72,531 and a take profit at 75. Wait, did I say that right? Excuse me. Stop loss 72,500. Take profit 75,965. 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Just playing the double bottom. Let me give you a measured move. And my style is to take profits early. We don't need the bigger move. All we need is a little slice of the pie. A nice juicy slice of the pie. Here it is. There is the neckline right there. We can now measure the double bottom move. Double bottom will get you to the next consolidation zone. It may want a bull flag at that point around 74,002. And then I see, Bitcoin maybe consolidate in there. You should see some price trending down a little bit, breaking out, come up to the next consolidation zone around 75,000. And that's a very psychological number. You know what? You might want to take profit there. I would look to close most of the position at 75,000, but you could take it all the way up to 75,900. Why not? That's where we dumped from. This would create a symmetrical recovery, a V-shaped recovery for Bitcoin. I think is a high probability setup, even if you got in right now. I'm waiting for the 21 touch. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And there's only one trade out of many, and I'll be fine. Yeah. How y'all feel about that trade? And I got to get into hype, man. Somebody hooked us up with a super chat.
I do want to just kind of get the the chat's opinion on the direction of Bitcoin today, right? And so we saw quite a move yesterday to the downside, something that we were calling here, but we're at 73,300. So just curious, what do you think happens first? Do you think we get down to 70,000 or do you think we get up to 76,000? Quite a swing here. $3,000 in either direction. I'm just curious to see where you think. So please, we like engagement in the chat. So this is a good exercise for that. So put a 1 in the chat for the bullish scenario. If you think that Bitcoin's going to 76,000, put a 1 in the chat. I want everyone to throw a 1 in there or a 2 and put a 2 in there if you think that we're going to get to 70,000 first. So 1 for 76 and 2 for 70. Which do you think comes first? Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, let me take care of my man with the hyper liquid. Mr. Golf Bank wants a deep dive. I'll give you a quick deep dive, a very accurate and precise here. A daily time frame on hype. Big bullish move on hype now in retracement. We talked about hype, and a very bullish macro move, but looks like it's coming down to likely touch the 21, or maybe just a Fibonacci retracement. Let's measure from the bottom to the top. And look at that, the 618, somewhere between the 50% and the 618 lining up with the 21 MA. I expect hype to potentially come down there. Now, the current candle on the daily for hype is starting to shape up a bit bullish. We got 6 hours left, but that's a bullish candle after this pretty bearish hammer red candle there. Is about to engulf it right now. So if that happens, price may come up in the short term. Hype could do something like this. Bing, bong, consolidate in the area, maybe even higher lows. And that's a possibility. Always looking at all potential possibilities when trading. It doesn't have to go one way. It most likely will continue down and touch this retracement zone. But if it doesn't, and if it, wants a healthy move, it may just consolidate in that pattern and then break out from there. So 2 kind of possibilities looking at there for hyper liquid on the daily time frame. We'll look at a medium time frame and then just 1 small time frame to see what it is doing. The medium time frame 4 hour here is looking a bit bearish. With, these double tops there, dump that, measured move, another double top, I dumped it, measured move, a double top city. A lot of double tops are breaking down, measured move. But here you are, you lost the 50 MA. Let me erase some of these lines here, make it clean. You lost the 50 MA. Interesting what I'm seeing right here. So you lost the 50 MA, that's bearish. You now have a pretty bullish candle coming in, reclaiming the 50, and you see the 21 curve down and about to cross the 50 bearishly. Now, if that happens, if price fails to get above the 21 here and curve it up in the bullish case, if it continues on the current trajectory and goes below the 50, that will give you a bearish move on Bitcoin and price will reject from there. That was just somewhat of a bear flag and it goes to the retracement zone on that daily macro. So very important to watch those 2 moving averages on a 4 hour time frame on hyper liquid. I'm gonna go to a 5 minute time frame, pretty close to right now, not quite 1 minute, but yeah, bullish trend, a broke above those moving averages, double a golden cross. I do see some bear div here, though. I see bear div on the 5 minute. So this may come down a little bit. Maybe a local fib retracement. Maybe you put in a head and shoulder. Maybe that's the head. One more right shoulder. Dump you. Measured move somewhere around here. Maybe you put in another low there and keep going up. But it's making a bullish move on the small time frames. So the long and short of it is hype is still bullish on the daily, but in retracement mode. But I'm seeing some stuff on the small time frame, micro trend reversals on the small time frames, trying to push it up and say, we don't need a bull flag. We can instead consolidate sideways and create lower highs and make a ascending triangle on hyper liquid. The bulls are fighting back on the small time frames. All right, where we at? How's the Bitcoin? Are we in the trade?
We're seeing. I got tapped in and currently down just a fraction, but we're seeing a little pullback from that little rally we just had on the 1 minute. So I'm curious to see where this goes. But and you got a pretty strong trend line here as well. And we'll start this here. And so yeah, I've got a pretty strong trend line. We flirted with breaking this earlier on the 1 minute, but it seems pretty healthy at the moment. I wouldn't be too concerned about a push to the downside on the short term. Not at this exact moment, not until this trend is broken. If we dip under, looks like 73.4. If we're down in 73.3 territory, then perhaps something to think about. I wouldn't panic. We just were there 15. We were just there about 20, 30 minutes ago. So, but yeah, something to keep an eye out for there. I did want to get your perspective on XLM. So for those trading XLM, what are you seeing here? Because I know we were talking about XLM yesterday, and this is one of those, like, it feels like a trap scenario, right? It's like, hey, do I keep chasing? But it's now 2 days of this green candles. Is this going to continue? Will you give your perspective on what you could expect out of XLM as far as likely scenarios?
Shout out to Chocolate Salty Balls. That's somebody in the chat. Sorry, I just had to say that. So Stellar Lumens XLM, I'm seeing a huge parabolic bull trend on a 5-minute time frame. What a move up that was. So many market cipher B yellow diamonds. Look at all those yellow diamonds. That means trend continuation. And yes, the trend did continue. Look at that. Just strong on the 5-minute. And then you got your consolidation right there. You went sideways for a bit, high volatility. What was it? Somewhat of a bull pennant. I see that as a bull pennant after a big bullish move. Consolidation allow you to reset your Stokes. I see an inverse head and shoulder on the stochastics, and then it broke out in current breakout mode. I see a rejection wick right there around 21.56, 21 cents, 0.5, essentially. And this is interesting that look how it's running, how much it's going up, and how low the Stokes is right there. I mean, is it technically a bearish divergence? I think so, but it kind of there's hints of a hidden bullish there to me. Hidden bullish divergence. You have a higher lows, and the RSI has reset for you. I see also a cup. That's a rounded bottom. Rounded bottom at the top, low Stokes, green dot, may make a handle right there, just a little bit of a handle potentially, cup and handle. All bullish continuation right now on Stellar Lumens. And in fact, there was some type of news on Stellar. Somebody had told me in the chat yesterday. I didn't do the deep dive research on it.
I was looking this morning because I was like, what's going on? What's going on with XLM? Is it just purely speculative? Is there something behind it? I didn't see nothing. If you guys know some news that we didn't pull up this morning, maybe something flew under the radar, let us know. Curious.
Yeah, some type of partnership or something like that. They have some news going on, but just utterly bullish.
On OKX, it was showing through the month of May that over hundreds of millions of dollars of whale wallets of XLM were transferred onto exchanges.
Yeah, I feel like you get those all the time, though.
Sheesh.
Those, I don't put too much weight into these, hey, wallets are moving thing. And I'm not saying it's not something that matters. I don't know. I feel like that's always a narrative that these bullish people try to spin. Like, it's always like the burn scenario. Oh, we just burned so much SHIB. It's got to pump. Or, hey, wallets have moved. So, yeah, I mean, for a move that big, a 50% move, you'd like to see something behind it. Like, hey, XLM is partnered with, fill in the blank. There's some new rollout. It's new exchange listings. And so speculative pumps, proceed with caution because speculative pumps are usually reset. you usually come back, typically. So.
Yeah. I'm still watching Bitcoin. It's still somewhat pumping. I'm being patient, though. I recommend you don't have to listen to me and not financial advice. I recommend a patience and waiting for that entry, touching the 21 MA. We're getting close to it. Stokes are resetting a bit here. Now, I'm already in a trade. I high risk along this right bottom here of the double bottom. I'm already in the trade, up about $300 right now. But what I will do is add to this trade if the entry parameters actually come into fruition here. I will double down on the trade with you. But it looks a bit bullish right now. There is some bearish divergence as prices going up, and I see the stochastic going down. But once again, hidden bullish is a thing. Just waiting for the entry. And if it pumps, it pumps. High risk. If you don't want to wait, and if you don't believe me, you can get in now, or hell, short it. Short it if you want. You don't have to listen to me, but I am, just suggesting high probability setups that we could potentially make money from here. It looks bullish on the small time frames. I expect the double bottom to play out. All right. Show some love to that chat. We got a lot of new people here today. Welcome to the channel. We appreciate you. Yes. Show that love. We want to hook you up with some trades. We want to make you money on the daily. So if you're brand new and not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button. We appreciate super chats for deep dives. But even if you can't afford a super chat, you can pay with a like. Okay, like the stream. We appreciate that. Shout out to Kyle. Shout out to Crypto Viking. Muhammad, what's going on, man? When are you going to send that $500 super chat for the ICP stream? We could do it, man. Good to see you, Muhammad. French Toaster in the building. Digital Natives. A lot of new names here. The Secrets. Hello, Mr. Pabs. Jenny DeWitt. Some good regulars here. Shout out to James New Bold. Says not financial advice. Awesome. Once again, looking for coins. I'll put them in the chat. Spam them in the chat. Maybe I'll see it. If you want me to definitely see it, send a super chat. Okay? I'm going to pull up the crypto bubbles, Rom.
Okay. And then someone said in the chat that there's a DTCC partnership. And so I was taking
Donald Trump. What's that? D?
No.
Did you say BT?
No. D.
Oh, with the XLM.
So yeah. So
who's
it's
that?
A Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. So the DTCC is they're kind of like they're the record keepers, right? They're the escrow account. They're the behind buying ETFs, assets. Basically, if you were to, you think of RWAs, right? RWAs are, the RWAs are, they're ownership, right? Right. And so you take a real world asset, you throw it on the blockchain. And so if you're talking RWAs, it makes a lot of sense because when you buy a stock, it isn't instantly transferred and it's no ownership. These things don't happen in real time. So what the DTCC does is they are the ones that record ownership. They're kind of like the counting books. And so they apparently, per this headline here, have chosen Stellar XLM to help with tokenization of up to $114 trillion worth of assets that they manage. Now, they don't own those, but they basically provide record keeping and establish ownership. And so it fits it very well in this RWA box and should be a big partnership, which should explain the rally. And so what does all of this mean? It means that this rally here likely isn't going to just be a fizzle, a pop in the pan and then, it sells back, right? Now, we could be overextended. You could find yourself in, come back down to, the 16, 18 cents here. But
I
when you have
I
these,
might have to cut you off for a trade alert, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, man.
What we got?
Oil looks like is about to dump right now on the 5-minute time frame. Can we get a good risk reward ratio? I see a blood diamond. I see a bear flag. I see a red engulfing candle. I see high stochastics, red dot. Everything you want for a dump. Let's go, baby.
Mean for oil, for crypto? What does it mean?
It pumps Bitcoin.
Let's go.
That's what it means. It means the Bitcoin trade plays out. It means oil dumps. And this is just a 5-minute time frame, a very small time frame. Anything can happen. But let's see if we get a good risk reward ratio. Put the stop loss above the bear flag. Bring it on down. Let's justify the dump. Let's see. Maybe it comes and fills this.
Trading oil? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, we could trade oil. We could trade oil on Bitunix. Yeah, I may short oil.
But what I'm saying is that you're shorting oil. Like that's your move. Have you been trading oil?
Here and there, yeah. I didn't do it yesterday. I did see the pump coming though yesterday. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the pump. So oil pumped yesterday, which dumped Bitcoin. Oil dumps today, pumps Bitcoin. You know, opposites, inverse relationship. So go ahead, trade alert right now. High risk on the small time frame, 5-minute. Get ready to short oil. Is dumping right now.
Attention.
Short it.
Trade alert.
Turn it up, God King.
High probability setup found. Time
All right, here it is. The next call. We got 2 in. So currently we're on a trade alert. We got a long on BTC, and currently we are seeing a breakout. And then we got a short on oil as well.
Yeah.
And so let us know if you're following us in the trade. Put it in the chat. Curious to see what community is. Are you following? Do you not care about oil, or do you not care about money?
Yeah, high risk, a short time frame. The reason why I say high risk, volatility can happen here. I'm putting my stop loss above the 50 MA on the 5-minute time frame. My take profit will be down here at this wick low. I'll give you the numbers. Entry around now or 88.75 if you want a little bit higher there. But entry around now, we should dump really quickly. So hurry up, mark it in. Stop loss at 89.38. Take profit at 87.07. Once again, 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. Oil should dump based on TA right now.
Seeing a big breakout on Bitcoin currently. We're seeing Bitcoin in the last 2 minutes. We've seen Bitcoin move from 73,470 to 73,620. And so we're seeing a $200 move out of Bitcoin here just in 2 minutes. So a lot of volatility. Got a big breakout. Let's see if it can sustain. See if it can continue, because we're currently in a long.
Yeah, and there's also a second idea here on oil, also bearish. You do see lower highs descending, just like Bitcoin yesterday, descending triangle. You could play this pattern with a deeper stop loss. So this is alternative trade. This is the oil trade. Version B here, okay? Version B, another short trade, bearish consolidation. We do see the descending triangle. I'm going to draw you your potential levels. Entry now. Yeah, almost at the top of the pattern. You're going to put the stop loss, so you can put it tight here. You could really kind of even bring it way up there, really. Let's see if we can get a bigger dump. I was looking at the macro timeframes on oil. It looks a bit bearish to me, shaky but bearish. We could get a much bigger dump on oil. Let's see if we can put this on a higher time frame and see where we can go with this. What if we come down to this wick low right over there to the left? There we go. Bring it on back in. So this is more like a kind of like a 30-minute trade, honestly. A little bit bigger. If you prefer bigger trades with deeper stop losses, here is a version here for you. Keeps you above the 21 and the 50 on the 30-minute. Stop loss at 91.12. Entry now. Take profit at 81.51. A potential short on oil. Now, careful. The 30-minute does have a green dot. Right, it's a little bit overextended, but based on the macro, which looks a bit shaky to me, that looks like head and shoulder on the macro for oil.
Oh, yeah.
Oil may eventually come down, and based on the very small time frame. Oh, look at that pump, volatility. Look at that. Volatility. There you go. Even better entry if you're not in yet. Go to the 5-minute. What does that look like? Testing the top of the pattern right now. That's why I'm suggesting this potential B version with a deeper stop loss. What is Bitcoin doing right now? 5-minute time frame is kind of still just hanging out. Hanging out is good. Hanging out above a support is good, above resistance and support, technically, right? Hanging out below support, not good. You can hang out here. Hanging out is called consolidation. So the trade is still valid on Bitcoin, but I'm still looking for a 21 touch. Now, is this a fake out on oil? Look, it just pumped to the top of the pattern I just drew. And you know what, folks? I do like the B version better. If it's not too late, I do like that longer trade just in case for volatility, deeper stop loss, getting rejected at the top of the pattern right now, as it should. Still bearish consolidation, trade still valid, Stokes high. That looks like a short on oil, so I'll go short on oil.
We also had a super chat from Carlos asked for Jupiter, please. And so I was just taking a look at Jupe here. It's on the 15-minute. It's kind of at this support/resistance at a current level. You see the 21 rounding out here. So looks like if we could on this time frame, break above this here, and even if you get rejected, ultimately you're forming what looks like a cup and handle here. So in both scenarios, it looks like a long might be forming here on Jupiter. Also, if we go down to the lower time frames, to the 1 minute, to see what's going on right at this moment, I am seeing some upward price channel here. Let's see here.
Let's go, baby.
This could break to the downside. Yeah, I would probably be a little cautious on any long entry on Jupiter here on the 5-minute. Yeah, it looks like it's forming this beautiful. Well, it's got this rounded bottom here on the short. Could just straight break out from here, but I have a feeling it's going to get rejected. Perhaps get an entry back here at where it broke out. So at 17.5. And then let's take a quick look at the larger time frames. Jupiter is on the descent here. So in a bearish formation here. What's your thoughts on Jupiter? I don't know if you have it pulled up or not. But.
Yeah, I do have it pulled up. I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame right now, somewhat small time frame. I see attempt at trend reversal here. Very bearish trend. Broke above the 21, broke above the 50 for now. But what do we see? We see that blue triangle. That's a trend reversal signal on market cipher B. High Stokes. Money flow still technically in the red, but you see it trending up. Attempting that trend reversal. Momentum to the upside. Volume increasing with the VWAP. So you're attempting the reversal. Will you make it? I don't know. It's to be seen here.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not sure. It's like I feel like it's gonna run into this this resistance here. I think it's gonna run into it and then get rejected. As well. And then you got the inverse there as well.
Exactly. So it could do something similar to that.
I think that's what you're gonna get. But I think it'll be a good long opportunity if that plays off. If you see a rejection and then it starts to head back up, it might be a good long. I just wouldn't enter in just yet.
Yeah, very extended at the moment, but I see this happening. Maybe you get in on the right shoulder, or either that, or it just kind of price goes vertical straight up. It could just break through with strength. That will be interesting. Break through with strength, and then maybe consolidate down a little bit, and that will be your entry there once you get your retracement after the breakout.
And if you get a big move out of Bitcoin, that would probably play out, especially if we see Bitcoin get above 74,000.
And were you just looking at Jupe, or were you doing this because of Carlos?
Yeah, it's Carlos.
Carlos,
Yeah.
super chat. Okay, I'm just making sure we shout out Carlos. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, but okay. I'm looking at it on the macro just really quickly. I mean, obviously, trend reverse on the small time frames, attempting, but the daily, that was a big move up. It looked pretty bullish. It gave it all back, came up lower, high, rejection, lost all moving averages, heavy red candles, blood in the streets. But sometimes you need the blood in the streets for a fresh start. You could get a bounce here at some point. It looks like there may be a little bit of support there, right? You know, where we currently are at 17 cents, 17.6. But
yeah, for me, it's a wait and see on a trade on this.
Yeah, I agree.
Just stick to the lower time frames. I mean, wait it out a little bit.
The 4 hour says long it right now. A lot of time frames are saying long it right now, but sketchy. I can see a red dot coming in. I'm skeptical. I don't trust it. Yeah. I don't trust it, but I trust the charts. Okay, you gotta trust the charts. You gotta train yourself to trust TA. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. Two things here: are you at a key level? Is the current candle bullish? You know, for a bullish, that's bullish. That's an engulfing candle, but you got an hour and 42 minutes to not be engulfing, to go the other way. Green dot: are you at a key level? Kinda, not really.
Yeah, I don't like either direction on a trade at the moment. Hey, just wait it out a little bit. If you're looking to trade Jupiter, if you're in a trade, I wouldn't make any big moves. I wouldn't exit your position at the time. Maybe shift around some take profits or stop loss if you're in uncertain territory or in profit. But yeah, I would wait it out.
Put it like this: 2 more candles in that 4 hour, long, baby. But right now, it's a little bit sketchy. Okay, sketchy on it. 15-minute looks like that reversal is starting to happen. We'll see what happens. Okay, a lot of people asking for XLM again. We looked at XLM. People are interested about XLM, which was very extended from a huge move. And shout out to Muhammad sending in that $19.99, $20 super chat. Just for no reason at all to show love. Thank you, Muhammad. You the man, okay? You should be the #1 fan. Whatever you need, I got you. Okay, you talk to me. Okay, XLM. I don't want to do a really big deep dive on XLM again, but a lot of people are asking, and I just want to take care of the community.
Maybe just look at the shorter time frames, see if there's anything.
Yeah, I won't do a deep dive on the bigger time frame, but I'll just tell you the daily is completely engulfing, going insane. Very high risk buy based on the daily. I'll just tell you that much. But let's go to the 15-minute. 15-minute. Okay, yep. You had broke out from that bull flag. I remember this mid breakout. This is almost like one of those wait ones too, because you're in the process of pumping. Very small time frames. Let's see, 1 minute. 1 minute, the Stokes have reset, but is that a nice bullish trend there? Nice bullish trend. It doesn't look like a mature flag though. It's just like a, rounded top, trending up, dump it, and then almost like a descender right there. Doesn't look very bullish, but the trend is bullish, and the Stokes are low. You can high risk it in there. I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not a financial advisor. Do what you want. Green Money Flow says the trend is very much intact.
It's just gonna be hard to make money on XLM right now. It has mitigated upside because of how much it's rallied, and so unless you're on a longer time horizon on your trade, like you get in now hoping it gets to 23 cents or 25 cents, which is the move we saw yesterday to today. I just don't feel confident in that, right? It's now day 2 on its big pump. So, and then I wouldn't short it, not yet, not until you see some shorter term bearish indicators. And so, I don't know.
Yeah, and Bitcoin is almost ready for us on the 5-minute, starting to retrace just a little bit. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consolidation on the 5-minute, bullish consolidation, so we can get our entry and take this thing as high as it wants to go. So Bitcoin may be doing something like this. As long as it stays within that pattern, And also it could potentially be a more, a steeper retracement as well. As long as it stays within one of these patterns here and, it respects the trend, I don't want to see it lose a 73,300. You should not lose the 200 MA. You should not lose this level at all. Very important. Stay above it. Consolidate. The 21 is almost there. The entry is just about there, folks. Give it just.
And those shorter candles, which represent, just consolidation to the upside with, that's really bullish, right? Like you like to see that. You see when we dipped down there and we went into that diamond pattern, you had that giant volatility swing right there in the middle. That is not what you want to see, right? Earlier. Those giant green candles, those come back right away. So what you want to see is that, steady, sustained, higher highs, higher lows, nice long consolidation, rounding top. That's what you want to see for breakouts. So, when you're trying to find quote unquote the bottom, you want to see some indicators. Obviously you're not going to time the exact bottom, but this is a good view for what you would want to see for perhaps the move out of 72.
Absolutely. We are patient here, and our patience may pay off. Just waiting for our entry. Give it a little bit more consolidation.
I'm already in, man. You already know me. You send that trade alert. Exactly. I was over here just typing them in.
That too, you could get in right now because there's a possibility now. I'll warn you, this could blast off before it even touches that 21. People speculate the front run, it sends. Or, in contrast, this thing just dumps down and, I'd be completely wrong. I'm human, okay? I'm human and I'm a trader, not a psychic. I just take, probability-based trades here in the market. I'm going to look at oil really quick to see if that short is still valid. I see two blood diamonds on the 5-minute. That is a very bearish. The stochastic RSI is still overbought. I see the red money flow, the volume trending down, all bearish signs right here on crude oil, which is the inverse of Bitcoin as of lately. So oil dumps, Bitcoin pumps. That's how I'm currently positioned. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ really quick. They still look kind of curve toppy, very curve toppy, heavy, a bearish divergence there. This could come down or say, screw your TA and keep going up. The NASDAQ loves saying, screw your TA, okay? America is the greatest, the largest, greatest economy in the world. And we are on conquest throughout the world to make us a great. Okay.
All right. Let's take a peek here at Bitcoin on the 1 minute. See how we're shaping up on, let's take a peek here on the 1 minute. Ooh, consolidating. Just a little sideways chop here. I feel like a breakout is coming. We got.
Oh man.
I'm just kind of observing. Kind of took my TA glasses off. I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to. Sometimes I gotta zoom out. I got like, what's going on in the market? What's happening? Let's just take a peek at the top 10 here. Bitcoin sitting at 73.5. Ethereum back over $2,000.
No way.
Ethereum lost 2,000 last night. It's pushing back up. You can see ETH is down 31% on the year here, so it's bleeding against Bitcoin, which is only down 15%. And so, if we put this bottom in the rear view, ETH might be one of the strongest plays. Going down the list, XRP, which surprisingly flat with XLM, but now we know why. I know yesterday we were like, why is XRP not rallying? But yet we saw a big move at XLM. That's why. And so maybe you gotta, I'm a little surprised. I'll just say this. I'm a little surprised. We haven't seen after the SEC had the resolution with Ripple and the whole lawsuit kind of went away. We saw that XLM push from 40 cents to $2, and then ultimately come back down to what is it, $1.33. It looked bullish, and it's kind of just the idea, like, hey, now they've taken the handcuffs off of XRP, and now these partnerships that essentially fell by the wayside over the last 4 years can finally come to fruition, and they can finally move forward in their roadmap. I just haven't seen the big headlines, and so also, the whole premise behind XRP was that it's going to be the banker's coin, right? We're going to move money internationally. And well, that's kind of been addressed with stable coins. And when XRP first launched and Ripple came out, there was no stable coins. And so each crypto kind of had its own little niche, right? And you had Bitcoin, store of value, and peer-to-peer transfer. And we all know it. I don't need to tell you what Bitcoin is. But Ethereum came out, and that was smart contracts. And XRP was supposed to be how the banks moved money internationally. But you know what? Kind of do that with stable coins. Now, I know there's an RWA and there's a stable coin, RLUSD, and they have a smart contract network as well. They've added stuff, but it's almost like Blockbuster, right? Where Blockbuster all of a sudden at the very last gasp was like, we're mailing DVDs to your house. We're dropping prices, and we got video. You know what I mean? Like, then they have video games. Like, they're trying to sweeten up their portfolio, but when their base case, it's really not what it used to be, right? And so that's just my little XRP rant. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not writing it off, but until I see some big names, some kind of shift in its direction as far as how it's going to help the world financially, it seems like it's kind of lost puppy right now, and it's trying to find its way. Also, Solana at $82, quite flat today and on the week. So, perhaps a big Solana moves coming. I think a lot of these alts are just really waiting to see what'll happen with Bitcoin. And, in the best case scenario, what you want to see is get Bitcoin up to 78,000, consolidate, then it becomes an altcoin scenario because people are taking profits from Bitcoin. But anyways, just want to take a peek at the top 10. I'll send it back over to you, JP.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick look at liquidity once more for Bitcoin on a 5-minute time frame. This is the time frame we're looking to trade. You got a double bottom here on Bitcoin. You see, we still have some liquidity left over from last night. We took the meat and potatoes here, took most of the blood red concentrated liquidity out already. Seeing two possibilities here. Either we roll over and take the rest of this liquidity, not too concentrated, but there and close in proximity nonetheless. Either that or we jump through this huge low volume gap. There's a big low volume gap, a lot of fair value gaps above us. The real liquidity above us is all the way at 78,100. And you see this little crumbs along the way, a crumb line inviting Bitcoin to come up. Now, it's not too juicy, not too concentrated, but yeah, crumb line on the way up for liquidity. God, can you show us the casino real quick and how the demand is looking in the market?
Yes, sir.
Turn your mic on and show me the casino. Sir. Here we go.
Just a pull to the downside just now. We got 116 on the demand, but the bulls are still not letting this one go.
Pull to the downside. I see that. And it looks like it's starting to curve a little bit on the top, but that's okay. That will give us maybe our opportune entry for the potential long based on a 5-minute trend reversal. I see 22 trades per minute, not too much volume. We kind of need that to kick up a little bit, and there it is, kicking up a little bit. I'm looking to put in the trade on Bitunix. Okay, I'm already in the trade. Let me show you on a Bitunix. In the oil short, I'm in the Bitcoin long that I got in a much earlier here. Pretty good entry on the double bottom. I could put my stop loss into break even here. Look how easy this is. I bring my stop loss to break even. Now a risk-free trade, a Bitunix, the absolute best interface in the crypto game, okay? I highly recommend a Bitunix. Even before I came to this studio, I used Bitunix, and I'm very happy. Never looked back. You should try it as well. We have a trading competition right now in partnership with Bitunix. All you have to do is join via our link in the description of the video. And we have a big old prize pool here, $15,000 USDT prize pool. That
Guys, sign up. And I'm not trying to endorse trading for those of you that aren't experienced at it, and that's why you have demo trading. But this helps us out, right? This helps keep the lights on here. And so if you could support those that support us, Bitunix definitely supports us and helps us bring these shows to you. So if you want to help us out, hit the like button, subscribe. But if you could just try out the platform. If you're already trading, give it a shot. If you're trading on a different platform like Buy DeFi or Bybit or something like that, just give it a try. We encourage you just to try a different platform, and it helps us out a lot as well. So
we do only need 1.2 million more in volume to make it to that 50 million.
Yeah, 50 billion. So there's different levels here based on how much volume we do. It looks like I need to put in another 100 million in volume before the end of the competition on June 5th.
We have the leaderboard here ready if you'd like to see it.
Sure. Give us the leaderboard. Hey, who's that at number 1?
Zen Master.
Jesus.
Zen Master JP. That's me. 40 million. I feel like there's a lot more than that. Oh, no, the competition just started not too long ago. That makes sense. That's not my 30-day, but since the competition has started, 40 million in volume for me. We got Abracadabra at 5 million. I am a dwarfing you guys.
Come on, Abra.
Where are the high volume traders? Any high volume traders in the chat? Put what do you want? What number? Give me a good number. Strong one.
77.
Put a 77 in the chat if you do this kind of volume like me, 40 million and up. If you can outdo me by June 5th in volume, I personally will pay you $500 USDT. I'll send it to you.
It's a big gap, though. It's so we got to go to work.
Hey,
but we believe in you.
I'll slow down a little bit for you. You know what I mean? Nah, but seriously, I'm looking for high volume traders, not only for the trading competition, but also I want to act as a concierge between you and the exchange. I want to make sure that you are taking care of a VIP service, lowest fees, and also if you have any slippage, any connection issues, anything that screws up your trades that was outside of your control, don't use, I don't want you using the little text support. I want to put you directly in contact with the Bitunix team as a VIP should, as a high volume trader should be treated. I can make that happen for you. Just join, once again, link in the description of the video, and then reach out to me in our Discord. Join our Discord as well. Reach out to me and I'll set you up with that VIP treatment. But 2 ways, really quick. Show this graphic again. Graphic again, please. 2 different ways to win this competition. The trade and volume competition, there'll be 10 winners. Now, this will be 70% of the prize pool. 10 winners, first place taking 30%, second 20%, and so on. And then 30% of the total prize pool is to the ROI competition. You don't even have to put in high volume, just a high ROI, You make really good trades with the money that you have. 10 winners for that as well. 30% to first place, second place 20%, and so on and so on. 10 winners, many ways to win. Be a winner with us. Join the Sin City trading crew with our link in the video. Yeah, baby. How's Bitcoin looking?
I was looking at Bitcoin on the 1 minute, seeing this breakout. I just drew this pattern here. You got a bull flag. And then seems like it's breaking out here. Also, you go to the 15 minute. You seeing that you were talking about the double bottom here, the rounding bottoms, and so we still kind of want to see what happens here. We're still seeing this upward consolidation, and so still in the wait and see, but looking good on the 1 minute, and so. things are telling me this long should play out. I mean, what are you seeing? And then also after that, I did want to kind of look at Venice.
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
Yeah,
I'm seeing the potential trade going according to plan. Bitcoin is consolidating in the zone that I expect here. Fill out this flag. It is a ascending triangle here, the opposite of what we've been seeing in the bearish case. This is a bullish consolidation pattern. I'm just waiting for price to meet the 21. Is very close. I think we're about one candle away, so about 5 minutes away from the official entry. If you haven't entered already, you can.
I'm in.
Yes,
I'm in.
You can enter, already if you want, but high probability, best entry, low Stokes entry. Maybe it'll be low and curved up at the time of entry. Maybe even a green dot, very close to the entry. So going according to plan. I'm already in a trade, but I'm going to double down once that happens. And we do have a high volume trader in the chat. Put 11, Neil Schwartz. There we go. Neil Schwartz.
Also, before we forget, and I meant to shout this out earlier, but French Toaster gifted 5 memberships. And so big shout out to French Toaster. He's been one of our longest community members. I don't know how long he's been, but I would say at least 3 years. So OG been handing out memberships since day one almost. So big shout out to you. We always appreciate you, Friend Toaster.
All right. And once again, Neil, are you a member of the Discord yet? If not, please join the Discord. I'll maybe see you join. I got to reach out to you. Let's get in personal contact, and I will, like I said, make sure you get VIP treatment with Bitunix. Let's do that later, okay? All right. What's going on with the market? Bitcoin still consolidating. What is gold? Not gold. We should look at gold as well, though. We're looking at crude oil. Crude oil starting to break up out of the pattern a little bit here. So high risk. Does it really break out in Bitcoin a dump? We'll see above the pattern right now. But within our range of expectancy, deep stop loss on the 5-minute. Oil is short right now, but oil trying to reverse here. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's coming closer to our entry. The NASDAQ is starting to roll over a bit here. Is still doing that rounded top, bearish divergence, could dump it. So let's look at this idea. Once again, Zen Master, not always right. Okay, this NASDAQ could dump hard. Usually when the NASDAQ dump hard, Bitcoin will dump too. Now, when the NASDAQ pumps, we don't necessarily have to pump with them, but we will dump with them. So careful here on the long trade. If the NASDAQ really spills over violently, a slight dump, maybe no big deal. But if it gets violent to the downside, we may have to consider, canceling the long trade. Just looking at both ideas here, what's happening in real time. What is gold doing? Just looking, and are we missing any super chats or anything like that? Anything in the queue? Rob, let's see, 5 minute time.
No, I think we've covered most of them.
Gold looks like damn near short. I mean, that's a big, I'm not going to do that, but that's a big trend. But you're double topping right there. Maybe you do a falling wedge or something. 5 minute time frame on gold. Gold has kind of been aligned with Bitcoin recently, which is very interesting. Doesn't really make sense to me, but it's been the case. Bitcoin doing what I want is flagging right now. As long as we don't get extreme, bearish engulfing candles right now, lose the 200. This is good. Very close to an entry right there. Just about prime and ripe. All right, let's see. What do we have here? I don't think I ever looked at the crypto bubbles.
Okay, yeah.
Crypto bubbles. We have it on the, let's do the daily. I don't want the one out. XLM, 29%. Look at all that red in the market on the daily. Obviously, huge dump yesterday. XLM, 29%, near -6 there. HBAR is up. Didn't we say something about HBAR?
Yeah, I did want to take a peek at HBAR at some point.
Okay, yeah, we should probably look at HBAR. HBAR up 7.1% for the day. Night is up 5%. Not too much up today. I mean, there's some small coins I'm seeing here in the background. WLD, that world coin, is down 17% on a day. Jeesh. XMR down -9. I'm looking at the big market cap coins here. Bitcoin down 1.8%. That doesn't even sound that dramatic, no? Down 1.8 on the day?
Yo, where's your favorite Bobo?
Yeah, where's Bobo? Where's the high market cap Bobo? Oh, man. This doesn't look that dramatic. I mean, this is supposed to be the exact past 24 hours?
Yeah. I mean, well, Bitcoin's got giant market cap, so 2% move on Bitcoin is...
That's pretty big, right? I guess that's pretty big.
I mean,
but
we're talking
man,
trillions of dollars, you know.
trillions of liquidations
Over $1 trillion, yeah.
on a 1.8% dump. Interesting. Okay, HBAR. I'll start bringing it up, but we do got to keep a close eye on Bitcoin and getting closer and closer to that entry right there. Stochastics just about reset. Once again, we put a trade alert if you're just getting here on Bitcoin for the 5-minute time frame. A little trend reversal. We can get a pump up, even if just for a lower high. I'm looking at a pump on the 5-minute potentially with oil dumping. Well, it was dumping slightly above the pattern right now. Does it get rejected? It's still a lower high. Could just be an extended pattern. All right, let me get to HBAR. And see what we see on the HBAR. Okay, I like to sometimes look at the daily time frame first. A daily time frame, pretty freaking bullish. I mean, sorry, bearish. Excuse me, not bullish at all. Very bearish in the overall structure. You see all those lower highs there. It looks like a descending triangle, but could it be the beginning of a rounded bottom? You see how it's kind of rounded on one side?
Yeah.
Could it be a potential rounded bottom, a potential bullish case there? It looks like we're just about to test new lows last night. You see the wick down, strong bullish volume there coming in on the daily time frame. I see a lot of bullish volume coming in. You got a bullish engulfing candle, engulfing a lot of candles to the left there. A little bit bullish on the current candle on the daily. Low Stokes, green dot. That could be a daily time frame high risk trade right there for you. 4-hour time frame at resistance. It said we don't need a V-shaped recovery. We just, come right up, blast past it. That's kind of strong, but with volatility there. Let me go to small time frames. 15-minute. It's pumping. It's pumping. You got a bearish engulfing candle right now, though. Could retrace. You do have bear div as well. I don't know if this is following Bitcoin. It seemed like it is, but if this dumps, this could be a really big dump if it engulfs this move right here. 5-minute time frame, 5-minute, it's chugging along. Green money flow, very bullish trend. Might want to touch the 50. You lost the 21 there. 1-minute time frame, Hedera, HBAR. So big bullish, huge bullish trend on the 1-minute time frame. It looks like it's still in the channel. If you were to put some trend lines here, bottom of the channel, maybe top of the channel here. There you go. Outlier, dump right there. You're in the channel. You're at support of the channel. Do you bounce or do you lose it? You go much low if you lose it, much lower. Momentum shift to the downside, red dot. RSI low, but could dead cat bounce. Very high risk long there. I wouldn't do it. I do like the idea of the daily time frame, a swing scalp. I'm gonna start saying that. A swing scalp. It's a long-term scalp. That makes no sense. A swing scalp on the daily time frame, green dot, low Stokes. I like it. I like it for the daily. And the small time frames are pumping.
What's your thoughts on Venice? So I'm looking at Venice here, and it's got a move, pretty similar to Bitcoin. We're starting to see. So I did draw this trend line here. It's been respecting it pretty well here, and we're starting to see we're getting above this trend line here. Comparable move to Bitcoin. So we saw it bottom out. You got this double bottom W pattern here. Yep. And so similar trade setup to Bitcoin. But this is something we've seen, be very volatile, right? And when this thing gets going, and so what I'm thinking, if it has a similar move to Bitcoin breaks out, we could see a massive move out of Venice. And it likes to decouple from Bitcoin too. So you could see a scenario where Bitcoin rallies and then Venice just takes off, and you see that 30-40% returns in 24 hours out of Venice. We've seen it time and time again. And so, it's not so much just a leverage play on Bitcoin, but it's more of a, hey, if Bitcoin reverses and you find a good entry on Venice, Bitcoin could consolidate and Venice could just keep running. And so what's your thoughts on Venice? Is there anything that stands out for you here on the charts?
I agree. It looks like Bitcoin with the double bottom. I do see some strong bullish divergence on that double bottom. You came up, you got rejected one time from the 200 MA on this 15-minute time frame. Looks like it's trying to come up and take a second stab. You got the yellow diamonds continuation indicator from market cipher B. A bit overbought there, but that's fine during a trend reversal. What do I see? How's that 4 hour? There's a green dot just about on everything on the 4 hour. You didn't even make it down. I would have preferred this touch to 200 MA. I would feel more confident in that 4 hour long. But you got to listen to the charts either way. That's a bullish engulfing candle. I like the idea of a bounce here. I like the idea of a bounce there. The trend is intact here on the 4 hour. High, low, higher, high, higher, low right there for you. Keep it moving. Trust the trend. Stokes low. That's what you want. This looks, I see bullish continuation right now.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Even on a daily, look at that wick right there. Reclaim the 21. I would like to see that Stokes start curving a bit, but this looks bullish right now. Lose the 21, go lower, especially if you come down here. It'll look like a double top with bear div. This bear div on the daily, careful there. You see you have a high and then a higher high, but on the stochastic RSI, you have a high and then a lower high. Mismatch, Ooh. Bearish divergence, bearish. This could be the opportune time for a short. Not saying do it. If you see a setup on the smaller time frames, it may be short, but I like the potential 4 hour bottom, small time frames. We're making moves. So I'm, I'm bullish until it shows that it's not bullish right now on Venice. And Venice has been one of those tokens known to do its own thing without Bitcoin. Look at that 5 minute above the 200 golden cross. The 50's coming. That 50 cross gives you a second bounce. It looks like continuation, a green dot, bullish Venice. Bullish.
Yeah, I like it. Definitely keep an eye on this one.
All right, we got low Stokes. I'm almost willing to say just go ahead and get in that trade right now. We're just about, have touched the 21. You're as close as you're going to get about right now. Low Stokes. It needs to curve up a little bit, but it curves when price comes up. So somebody asked me in the chat, what's the plan for the BTC entry? The plan is into the trade. The plan is into the trade. You're playing this pattern, ascending triangle. Well, it's not really ascending triangle, but it could fill out to be. It's actually a small bull flag. You see that?
Yep.
It's a small bull flag. The ascending is just something I'm projecting that you can stay within range and still be bullish.
And then when you first were charting this, you were talking about filling out either that triangle or printing a bull flag, which is kind of what we're seeing now.
So I'm already in the trade. I was in on a double bottom down there, but I'm going to increase the size of my trade. I'm in a half a Bitcoin trade right now, $40,000 trade. I'm going to double that up at least another half a Bitcoin. Let's market order in. I'm going to go ahead here on Bitunix and just
no, you're doing it.
I'm doing it, man. Yeah, I'm getting in. I say get in. So about $40,000. Let's market in 40K. 40K. And am I on the right asset? Yep, Bitcoin and open long. I would say be careful with that 30-minute though. Look at that 30-minute time frame. Let's go to Bitcoin 30-minute. I don't want to scare you guys. Relax. Let me see. Let me look at the 30-minute time frame. It looks like it's a bit overextended. You see those wicks right there? Something to be careful of. Always looking at the bearish case is not always bullish, obviously, in this macro environment. But high Stokes, technically still red money flow, 50 MA. You even have the blue triangle that is supposed to reverse price. So just, careful for potential price reversal to the downside. That could happen. But based on a small time frames, which is the right now time frames, and this is what price is doing right now, and what price does right now affects the higher time frames. The 5-minute affects the 15-minute. The 15-minute affects the 30-minute, and so on and so on. So right now, price is trying to pump. We had a 5-minute bull flag, a low Stokes, just about touched the 21. I'm in the trade now. I'm long on it, scalp long. I'm not saying we going to 100K, but we might get to the high 70s off of this move. I think it's a high probability setup.
Yeah, I got to take profit at 75,975.
Okay.
So, we're expecting a big move. We'll probably take profit on the way up, but.
And I keep checking in on oil because oil should dump if Bitcoin is going to pump. Oil was kind of trying to break out of the pattern that I drew here, but look at it getting rejected. A red dot so far, 3 red candles. Stokes overbought and kind of curving down there. Almost another good opportunity for the short. What I'm saying is the pattern is now bigger. It's still a lower high. That's a lower high on price. The equal lows is still equal lows. Well, actually, maybe it was actually like this, right? Maybe it dumped, got tried to bearish retest, got back into the pattern.
I was just about to say that too.
That's accurate right there.
That's probably.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And then we got rejected at what would be the top of the pattern. Now we could tighten this up a little bit. I would say something like that. And I'm not just trying to fit the pattern to my narrative. I really am just trying to measure, this high and this high. Clearly, this one's higher, that one's lower. You can draw a trend line. Price is dynamic. It moves and changes in real time. So we're at the top of the pattern. You want to short at the top of the pattern, when you're going for a short. So if you're not in the oil trade right now, red dot just came up. Give them a trade alert. Give them a trade alert. We got brand new people right here. Okay.
Attention. Trade inbound.
We doing it?
Attention.
We doing it.
Trade alert. High probability setup found.
It's coming.
High probability.
Same trade as earlier though, right?
Yeah, pretty much same trade, but you got a better entry here if you're brand new here at the top of the pattern. So let me entry here right now at 89.29. Stop loss up at 90 and 91. Maybe we could have a deeper stop loss, honestly, because we got a better entry. I'm looking you out. Stop loss at 91.66. And your take profit will be down at 81.51. I'm speculating that oil will dump based on TA, just technical analysis, okay? Not my personal opinion, but based on technical analysis, that is a bearish consolidation. It should dump. It doesn't have to dump. I may be wrong. Make sure you have a stop loss you can stomach and won't wreck your account. We got a super chat. We got a $10 super chat right now from Matty Ghost. Matty Ghost 3409 asks for, what is that? CLO? CLO-USDT?
I'm not really finding much on it.
I'm not familiar with it either. Look at Bitcoin breaking out of its little bull flag. Push, baby. Green dot, low Stokes. That's what we're looking for. Pump. All right, I'm going to look up CLO for you. CLO.
There's really nothing on it.
CLO USDT.
It might just be one of those pay $10 to shout out.
Well, I see a little something here. Let's see. Is it YEI Finance? Is that correct? Is this the same one you're looking at? I see it breaking out right now. I don't know what it is here, but here's the daily chart. I mean, it's kind of beat down to the ground. Very bearish macro trend. It had a pump and dump, kind of like a meme coin there. Double bottom, pump, dump, super lows, new lows. It tried to get a breakout there. You're at the lows again, testing the 21 on the daily. Let me get to the time frames that you really care about here. 4-hour time frame. Trying to very ugly rounded bottom, not perfect. A bullish engulfing candle though right now on a 4-hour. It's trying to come up. You're entering what is a low volume gap, a fair value gap.
Yeah, this is. I'm just looking at it. I mean, look at here on the daily. It's just.
It's at the bottom. But I don't know, man. The guy paid $10. I'm trying to give him some TA on it. Now, this is not financial advice. I don't recommend, any of these coins, but I'm just saying there is a fair value gap right here. You get into there, you get a quick move up, get past the 50% line. Okay. And one more time frame for you. Let me give you like a 5-minute time frame. Yeah, there you go. It is breaking out right now. A big bullish candle there. You had that's a rising wedge kind of right there. Kind of a rising wedge. These, somewhat of a rising wedge. Yeah, these break out either parabolically or it breaks down. Usually breaks down, but it is now breaking out parabolically. I would not buy that. That may retrace at some point. Money flow is in the green. Very careful, but you do have a bullish move right now on it. But that macro looks insane. That's high risk. I won't recommend it, but very high risk. Sketchy macro chart.
Yeah.
Sketchy. All right. What we got going on? J Trader 101 says, can I use Bitunix in the US? Yes, you can. You can use it in the US legally. Don't worry about anything. And you also don't even need the KYC. I'll say that again. You don't need a KYC. I'm not KYC, believe it or not. And I move lots of volume. You can sign up in about 5 minutes. You use a Gmail account, Google account. Very easy, legal, safe, lots of liquidity. Link in the description. We got a huge $15,000 trading competition with Bitunix. Highly recommended. What else we got going on? Somebody said gold, ? Algorand is up too, says a Jenny do it. K-Cron asked me for Ondo. I really like K-Cron, so I'm going to look at Ondo.
Got it.
That's my boy. Okay, man, double top on the daily, kind of rough. You got bearish divergence, red dot, dump it to hell. Okay, slow it down. Let's look at the smaller time frames. 4-hour, you are at support, green dot. Look at that, low Stokes. It looks like there's a good swing long on a lot of coins right now. I got to be honest. 4-hour, I like the 200 MA bounce. You got a nice green candle coming in, filling this gap. Once again, fair value gaps all over the place from the big dump yesterday. I like the potential long, even if for a lower high on a 4-hour. 15-minute, trying to reverse the bearish trend here from last night. Once again, approaching a gap. This is, once again, a fair value gap. A fair value gap is when price moves very fast and there's not much trading activity. It creates these volume gaps that price just shoots through. I see this getting a move quickly up to 38 cents and then testing that resistance to see if you actually are bullish. If I go to a 3-minute time frame, you got a rising channel kind of going up. I don't see bearish divergence. That's a good thing. Bullish trend intact. A little bit too vertical for me, but no bearish divergence. 1 minute, yeah, chugging along. Looks a bit bullish. Bullish on the small time frames. That daily is a bit ugly though. I gotta be honest here. Unless this kind of shapes up to be like, something like this. What if price just gets tight, like tighter and tighter in this range? That would make it bullish consolidation, bounce right here, bounce there, get tighter, lower highs, higher lows, tight price, let the moving averages get tight, and then you break out. That would be healthy and bullish. But as of right now, it looks a bit bearish with the double top, but just projecting what, Ondo could be. There you go. K-Cron analysis on Ondo. All right.
I'll take a last peek at Bitcoin, and then we're going to send it off. And then
absolutely. And also, they're still asking about Bitunix. Tony Roses asks, no VPN needed?
Nope.
No VPN needed. Exactly. What more can you
Sounds
ask
too good
for?
to be
Right? No KYC, no VPN needed. Just sign up, deposit crypto, and start trading today. That simple. All right. One final look at Bitcoin before we send you off. Okay. Let's look at that trade. See how it's cooking up. 5-minute time frame. We're still in the zone. It broke up from that mini bull flag, but look, we saw resistance at this high. I put a trend line there. It looked like it could fill this pattern a little bit. It looks like it could fill that pattern, so I would just be aware of that. Don't look for a clean break from the bull flag. It may go sideways, adjust a little bit. And before I get to the rest of Bitcoin, let me just see what oil is doing. Oil looks like it's still somewhat rolling over, trying to find support. Okay, Bitcoin, is still pretty bearish on those high time frames. I'll leave you with this. Still pretty bearish on those high time frames right now. You still got the head and shoulder on the daily. If you missed that earlier, we're kind of, breaking below the neckline, but we do have a wick. If Bitcoin loses that level, I'm expecting, 68,000, lower than $70,000 Bitcoin. You get accepted into the lower range. Okay. Another thing I want to leave you with is the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour has a green dot. It has the low Stokes curving up. I blindly follow the 4-hour. If it tells me to long, I long. If it tells me to short, I short. Right now, it's telling me to long. So I'm longing, but I'm kind of treating it as a scalp right now, and very skeptical of this actually being the bottom. So I'm looking to take profit around 75,500 from the 4-hour bounce, a lower high here. So that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin for the move. Pay attention to those small time frames. If the 1 minute loses to 200, that would be very bearish and Bitcoin will go lower. If the 5-minute, even if the 5-minute, what we're trading right now, loses 200, Bitcoin could go lower. Very shaky, and we'll see what happens with price. Yeah, I think that's what I got. K Kron just sent another super chat. Let's just shout him out really quick. $2 super chat from K Kron. He said render. I don't have time to do a full analysis on render, K Kron, but I'll tell you that on a 5-minute time frame, you got the bullish cross and your reset. Low Stokes. I see the 50 MA coming up right now. Let price touch that 50, and there's your move right there. You're welcome. A little trade right there on render. Anything else, Big Rob?
That's it, baby.
So we got beautiful trading show. We got a couple trades working right now. Hope you make money. If we lose the trade, no big deal, folks. Okay, hit the like, subscribe for the channel. We appreciate all the new subscribers. We're streaming just about every day, making you money in the charts. Okay,
we'll be back in 3 hours with JP.
Seriously, I'll be streaming from the Zen Lab, so it won't be too long. Okay, all right. Responsible stop losses, folks. Don't risk the whole account. Thank you so much, folks. Take care. Have a lovely day.